so many new goodies to try this week. I hope you enjoy new makeup because I don't typically have a ton of new all at the same time because I don't get a lot of PR. But one brand I do get PR from, and I'm so grateful because it's one of my favorites, Danessamyricks. So we have new products from Danessamyricks today. We also have the new liquid contour from Rare Beauty, which I don't have a ton of Rare Beauty. I love their eyeshadow primer, but I'm kind of hit or miss with some of their others. I find their blushes a little hard to blend out, but we have that. And then I'm going to do a deep dive on some other Danessamyricks products that I just love outside of eyeshadows, because you know I love Danessamyricks, the Groundworks and the Blooming Romance, and then of course the Lightworks. So excited for a new Lightworks, even though it's gonna be hard to top last year's. But we have new eyeshadows to try. I'm probably only gonna be able to try 2 of the 4 today, because I'll probably have to do a second video. But we have the 4 new wardrobes, eyeshadow wardrobes from VictoriaBeckham Beauty. I'm so excited to try them today. So if that sounds good to you, do the YouTube stuff, you know, like, subscribe, shop my links, follow along, Unsolicited Advice on Instagram and YouTube, and let's get started. Now, before I do anything, I'm going to grab my Refer hydration because my skin is dry as a board. Although tomorrow there is a rumor that we may have a snow day here, and I'm so excited because although I will be working from home, I will also be able to unpack. And as you can see, the bedroom is coming along much better now, which I'm excited about because I cannot live in chaos, and I have been living in chaos for a while now. Okay, so we're gonna put that on and let that sit for just a second. And I'm gonna grab an eyeshadow product. Let's see, let's just do, I wanna do quick and easy today. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do my Juvia's Place. This is just the Sculpt Eye Shade Brow Gel. Super quick and easy, too dark, too dramatic, but I want to get to the new products today. So I'm going to just stick this on. I think I have mine in the shade like medium brown. It's a little dark, but one thing I found is that if you go back in with a cloth or something when you're done, you can wipe away like that dramatic shade I just put on there. Let it dry for just a second, and then just kind of gently go over it with a cloth, and it works just fine. So, Danessamyricks is a goddess, and I am so thankful that I'm on her PR list. I do not get a lot of PR. I buy as much Danessamyricks as I can, but she doesn't put out, you know, a ton of products. Not like a lot of other companies that have lips and a lot of different complexion products. There's a lot of companies that I buy a ton from that I wish I could be on their PR list. But Danessamyricks is really generous. And one area that she really is kind of groundbreaking in is primers. So she kind of has a primer for every skin type, and a lot of them have variations of skin color. So I was just going to show you some today, and then we'll get to the new ones. So her it's a primer foundation blend is the Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder. Now I have mine in the shade 4. I don't use this a ton. My best friend uses this all the time because he's a little bit oily. I tend to be a little bit dry, so I don't use it a ton, but I do use it in the summer some. Then she came out with the Moisture Repair Balm Serum, which is a really nice thing to do. And I actually like to put this sometimes. In fact, I'm going to do it today. Just a little bit under the eye. And it creates a smooth area. I don't know what the hell that is. It creates a smooth area for eye concealer to go on top of. And Danessa, as you know, has an excellent concealer. She has full coverage foundation too. I don't have it, but I do have some of her foundation products, so we're going to use those today. Other products she has. This is the Yummy Skin Water Powder Serum, and this is for areas that you get particularly oily in. I like to use this again in the summer in my T-zone. The products that I tend to like the most from her are actually products that she has brought new developments to of late. I think they released relatively soon, but let me check, because with it, thank you Danessamyricks, goddess of all things, she sent her Blur and Glow primers, and there's information cards that say that they will be available at Danessamyricks and Sephora. It doesn't say the date, but I know that she's been working on promoting them. So one of them is an extension, a shade extension of a product that I already adore, and that is the Yummy Skin Glow Serum. Now I use mine in the shade Main Squeeze, and she was kind enough to send a follow-up, although it does look like the packaging has got a little bit sleeker. And then she also sent one that's a little bit darker, which I would think would be too dark for me, but it's actually, I've had this color before in a sample. It's great in the summer, especially if you have a foundation that's a little too light for you. Put this down as a base and put that over it, and it's a really beautiful product. This is a hydrating product. Now, the new shade that she came out with is a pink. So this is it's called Fresh Pressed. And these, it looks like she said, okay, they're going to retail for $34, and they're hydrating, illuminating, priming serum. And it says that it brightens, it adds a glow. It's got hyaluronic acid and all those products, antioxidants. Claims 108% saw improvement in skin hydration, 96% showed boost of radiancy and luminosity, and it feels lightweight. And I would agree with that. This is a product that I really love. The other product I showed you was her Blurring Balm Powder, and I have mine in the shade 4. But she also has it in a universal shade. And this is a product that you can put over areas where you have large pores or areas that you have a little bit more oil. And it's also a different kind of primer. So this is the universal, and it's been out before. And these I think retail for $36. Yeah, $36. So these are a beautiful product. But like I said, my best friend tends to use it more, the tinted one, because it can kind of double as a very light foundation. However, I don't tend to use them because I like a little bit more glow, and she's listened and come out with a universal radiant. You'll notice that the others come in a copper package. This one comes in more of a gold, and it looks like it's similar to the others, but it just has some radiance to it. So we're going to try that out today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this kind of in the areas where I have a little bit larger pores. And I can tell you right off the bat, it has the same beautiful texture as the Universal Balm, but it has just a slight amount of glow to it. And this is a great product to put on any area where you have large pores. So we're going to try that, although I think you could use this as a primer all year long, especially in the summer. And then on the rest of the face, where I tend to be a little drier, I'm going to try the Yummy Skin Glow Serum. So essentially my whole face, because I do tend to be a little bit drier. And I love this product. This is a really great mid-priced, oh, it smells so good. It's like watermelon or something. Mid-priced primer that just gives a beautiful glow for whatever you put on it. And like I said, she has a couple of foundation options, but today what I'm going to use, that is really nice. Today what I'm going to use is my favorite of the products that I've at least tried from her. I'll be more than happy to try the others if you'd like to, Mama Nessa. I'm a shade 4, sometimes 5 in the summer. And that is a product that I have about 6 tubes of because I love it so much and it often sells out. And that's the Yummy Skin Tint. It's one of my favorite skin tints. It's a little more coverage than, say, the Lisa Eldridge, but I like it. I actually prefer it to say the Hourglass. I would say the Lisa Eldridge is good for every day. This is also good for every day, but it does give a little bit more coverage. So let me grab a brush or two and I'll be right back. Oh. Okay. So I'm going to grab my Yummy Skin Serum, and like I said, this is in the shade 4. I use a 5 sometime in the summer. And this is just a great... I wouldn't say this is low coverage. I would say this is a little bit buildable. I would say it's light to medium. Not medium as in like a full coverage foundation, but I would say, like I said, more than Lisa Eldridge, on par with Hourglass, but I actually prefer this one, and the price is more reasonable than the Hourglass one. Okay, I can tell you already that there is a glow that is present under this that is not typically as accentuated, and I like that. I'm somebody who likes a glow. I tend to only use those blurring balm powders in the summer because I worry that I'm going to look dry, even though I really don't think I do when I use them. It's more of a feeling I have, but I can tell you right now, I'm not having that effect at all. So that's actually a great product for those of you with combination skin, that blurring balm powder, particularly the Radiant one, because you're getting the effect of the blurring of the pores, but you're getting the little bit of shine and glow to it. I could tame this down if I wanted to. If I wanted to cut the glow down, Danessamyricks has one of my favorite setting powders. I think it's on par with the old Givenchy. So please, Danessa, do not reformulate it. But I love the Danessamyricks setting powder. I have mine in the pink shade, but I'm not going to set it today. I don't mind this level of glow because really we're just talking about some new products. So I want to thank Danessa for sending those. I'm going to continue to use them and I'll report back. It smells so good, and I'm not normally a smell person when it comes to makeup, but this smells really beautiful. Okay, so I don't want to do a lot on my face because I want us to really focus today on the VictoriaBeckham eyeshadow quads. I believe they retail for $75 a piece or $50 if you just buy the refills. The refills come in a package. It's kind of like a hard plastic. It's not the sturdiest thing ever, but you can save some money if you want to just get one or two of the compacts, which are $25, and they're magnetic, and then you can put the refill. That is the mirror. What am I grabbing? Okay, well, this is good. Anyway, so this is the shape of the old VictoriaBeckham compact, and this is the new one. Same shape, a little bit wider, because the new one is refillable. And you'll see the difference between the mirror and that is that this one has the same mirror, but it has a magnet down here. And once that locks in, it locks in. So you could just buy one or two of these or wait for them to go on sale. And then just get the refills and kind of pop them in and out as you need them with a small tool. That's what I do with my Prada. I think I have 4 of the Prada compacts and I have all of the Prada quads. I just move them in and out as I need them. So something to think about. If you buy just the refill, I believe they're $50. And I noticed some people online saying how expensive they are, but they're actually per gram more affordable than say YSL or Tom Ford because you're getting much more product. So it's something to think about. Victoria came out with 4 quads. I never had her old ones. I saw mixed reviews, but these got much better reviews, and these have mixed formulas. Most of her old ones were mostly matte, and I like quads that have a variety. These, just in swatching them, and I can throw that up on the side, remind me a lot of the Prada quads, as far as there's one really bold metallic, and then either a satin or demi-satin or mattes in it. and she's kind of focused that. So we have Olive, we have Victoria, which looks beautiful. We have Night Flash, also beautiful. And finally, we have Navy Noir, which is the blue one. I love the Victoria Beckham lid lusters. I'm missing 2 from my collection, and it drives me bananas. And I searched the internet, and I can't find them. But I realize there are bigger problems in the world, so I think that's okay. So I'm excited to see how these work out today. I'll put a little video, like I said, of the swatches. But before I go any further, I want to do my eyes to the best of my ability before. And like I said, I'm going to do 2 eyes full up, and then I'll come back later and do 2 more looks with the other 2. I'm going to start with my Lift and Shape, Lift and Smooth and Correct Concealer. This is a product that Danessamyricks came out with last year. Really beautiful product. So I'm going to just pop that on. One thing she doesn't have is an eyeshadow primer. I know she recommends her Color Fix and Danessa. If you were to say want to have that Color Fix Vault or that My Kit Code Brush Collection fall off the back of a truck, I would not mind that. I would love to try those. However, she recommends that for her. I don't. I have a couple of those color fixes, but I don't have a nude one. I probably should grab one. But I'm just going to do a really rough pass over this today. And I'm actually going to take my concealer and just put a little bit on my lid just to prime them slightly. Like I said, I could set this, but there's no need. Because after I shoot the video, I will inevitably take off this makeup and go to bed because I'm exhausted. Still unpacking, but getting better. Okay, a bronzer. I think Danessa does have a cream bronzer and some other products that I haven't tried before, like a lip blush palette, but I don't have those. One thing I do have is the new Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Liquid Contour, and I have mine in the shade Gentle, so I'm just going to put a little bit of that on today. I like this color a lot. I am hit or miss when it comes to Rare Beauty. She has my favorite everyday eyeshadow primer. But like I said, when it comes to like her liquid blushes, and even her powder highlighters, I find they can be pretty aggressive. Not bad. But you know, you have to be mindful with it. So I'm going to put this on today. I don't have a ton of liquid contour products. This is, I think, somewhat reminiscent of Charlotte Tilbury. Although if you've ever watched my channel before, I don't do Charlotte Tilbury. But it also kind of reminds me a little bit of a thicker version of the Armani Drops, which I do love. And I'm not going to put a bronzer or anything on today beyond the contour, because I really just want to show that contour color, which it blended in so smoothly, and make this about the base and the eyes. So a couple of other products Danessa has, as I say that, she has a couple of different blush formulas. She has her Blurring Balm blushes, and I noticed she has some new colors that have launched, the red and the spice latte, which were also in the Christmas holiday collection, which I raved about on here. But then she also has these, they're called lowlighters, which are kind of like a highlighter blush combo. And other products that she has that I really like are her Duet Balms, which are great highlighters. And so I think what I'm going to do today, I think we're going to try Victoria and Night Flash today, and we will save the other two, the blue one and the olive one, for the next video. So I want a real neutral base, and so I think what I'm going to do is just grab the color Jubilee, and I'm just gonna stamp a little bit of that on here. These go a long way, but they're very nice and easy to blend out. Just create a little bit of a base. Like I said, we're just really creating a look to test the primer and to test the new, well, the two new primers and then the eyeshadow quads. So that's a beautiful kind of neutral kind of color. And then for the blurring balm, I'm going to grab the one called Morning Dew. And I'm just going to put a little bit of that on the high point here as my highlighter. And you can just work this in with your finger. This is an underrated product. I don't see a ton of people talking about this. She also has a clear shade of the Universal Balm that works really well for this. And I have the Gucci liquid highlighter balm, and I can't really tell a huge difference. As you can see, this gives a really pretty highlight, and it can be blinding. So I really like that. Okay, so let's get to Miss Beckham. So the first look I'm going to create, we're going to do over on this eye, and we're going to use the quad called Victoria, and it has 4 shades in it. And she recommends this one to be paired with her liner Cinnamon. Obviously, you can pair them with a lot of Victoria liners, like the blue. She has 3 or 4 different blue liners. So you could really pair those with a variety. Shriek. You could really prepare those with a variety of blue liners from Victoria. But I'm going to grab my Refer 27, and we're going to go in, first off, with the nude color, which is really pretty. Tap it off since I've already done my base. These do lay down a good amount of pigment. I can see that right off the bat. They are super silky and beautiful to blend out. They don't have that creamy, elastic kind of texture of the Prada ones that I love so much. They also don't have that buttery texture of like the YSL. These are a little bit, the mattes are a little bit more powdery, but super refined powdery. They really feel expensive, and they blend, and they have a ton of pigment. The pigment reminds me a ton of the Prada. I'm trying to think of a texture that reminds, actually the texture kind of reminds me of the mattes in the later motherships, like super refined pigmented mattes. So that's the light sort of crease color. And then I'm going to go in, where is, I gotta find a better way to prepare these. I'm going to go in with a 13, and I'm going to go in with this kind of medium brownish color, which has a little bit of red in it. And darken up this outer corner. These blend beautifully, and I am getting, granted I'm tapping off my brush, but I'm not getting any fallout. And I put that highlighting balm on, and if I was gonna get fallout, I would get it with a balm like that, but I'm not getting any. That's beautiful. And I'm not going in super heavy duty today with these. I could get a really dark, deep look for fall, but I'm trying to get a little bit more neutral, just kind of, you know, or not neutral, but a little bit more everyday. These are deep colors in this particular quad, so I could get much more dramatic if I wanted to. One thing I'll say about this though, quad, is that I guess I could put that neutral color on the inner corner, or if I really wanted to, I could do like a Victoria Beckham, like tea rose or chiffon. because there's not a lighter color in this one, but that's okay. Now I'm gonna grab the metallic in here, which is somewhat reminiscent of mink, which is my favorite of the lid lusters that I have. And I'm just gonna place that on the eye. And these feel really luxurious to place, like easy to place. And I didn't really get any fallout from that either. Of course, when I post these pictures later, it'll probably show if I did, but I don't see any. I'm reminded how beautiful those balms are, those dewy wet balms that Danessa has. I really recommend those if people haven't tried them, and it's not a brand new product. I'm going to go back in with that transition kind of cream color, caramel color, and just do the inner corner here. And then I'm going to go in with that lighter, well, not lighter, but the medium, and just kind of work that edge a little bit. Now the other color that's in this particular, and obviously you wouldn't have to use every color if you didn't want to, but the other color that's in this particular quad is a dark chocolate brown. I'm going to grab a pretty small, this is a Refer 03, pretty small, and just run that pretty close to the lash line. Although it would be beautiful, particularly in the fall, to have a really deep. Yeah, that looks really beautiful. Now that one I did get a touch of fallout on, but it came right off with my little thing. So that's really beautiful. I'm actually going to run a little bit of that under the eye. So, gotta be with me. This could get smoky real quick. Now, anyone who knows me knows that I will rave about a lot of things from the two brands that we're focusing on today. And I will even say on this Rare Beauty contour. But one thing I rave on more than just about anything is the Victoria Beckham liners. She recommends on this one to use, or not recommends, but she says that it pairs nicely with her liner Cinnamon. I can imagine it would. Cinnamon is, I think, probably her best seller. I don't want something that heavy today because it's, in the fall I would. So I'm going to use her eye brightener pencil, which is a nude. She also has that one called Linen, but it's a little too white, I think, for this look. So that looks really beautiful. The one thing I'd say is that I have to do, just looking at it, I recognize that I need to do something lighter in the corner. Actually, what I'm going to do is I can go grab a lid luster, but I'm going to take out of this other quad, the Night Flash quad. There is a light cream color in there. If I can get this little fucker open. I probably will need to go in at some point and get the magnetic closures, because although these are fine, for traveling I probably would want to use the magnetic closures, and once they lock in, they do seem to lock in really quick. I'm just going to grab the lightest color from this Night Flash one and just put a little of that on the inside, but you could use any light color you have. Any palette could work for that. I love that. I think that looks really beautiful, and that's right up my street. I love, like I said, mink from Victoria Beckham. In fact, I want to swatch the two together. So let me grab my Victoria Beckham lid lusters, which are beloved. And like I said, I'm only missing 2 of them. So if anyone knows where I can get some black market onyx or blonde, please let me know. Blonde would have looked gorgeous with this. Mink is probably my favorite lid luster of the ones I have. I think there's about 10 now. There was a green one that came out towards the end of last year. And I do have that one, and I love it. So they look similar. Mink looks like it has maybe a bit more silver in it. So I'm going to grab the color from the Victoria Quad and put it right here. It's beautiful. And then I'm going to grab Mink. I will say that the lid lusters feel a little bit more slippery, if you will, and maybe have a bit more shine. Yeah, there's a bit more shine. There's also a little bit more fallout because they are kind of more of a loose product. But you can tell those are very similar. The lid luster is a little bit shinier, like I said, and it has a little bit more sparkle like the silver, but these are damn close. Let me see if I can... It's a little more wet looking, but they're both beautiful colors. So if Mink is sold out, you know, an alternative might be... Can I not drop shit? That'd be a fucking miracle, especially if I cleaned the floor today and then I went and dropped something right on it. But if Mink for some reason is sold out, which it sometimes is, you could certainly get the Quad and get a similar look. So I'm going to say that is beautiful, and that's right up my street. I'll put some eye or mascara with it in a minute, but that is like a quintessential Quad that I love. I love that kind of bronzy look. I will say the Mink looks like it maybe has a little bit more green in it and silver, but they are very similar. Not twins, but cousins. Now on the other one that we're going to try today, I have the Night Flash, and this one has, it looks like a soft metallic, 2 mattes, and then another one of those super shiny shades. So I'm actually going to grab, let me clean my brush, and I'm going to grab my Rougher 27 again, and I'm going to grab the lightest color, which is this kind of cream color, which is actually the color I used for the inner color, or inner corner color on this one. And I'm going to put that as my transition. Now this one looks like it could go smoky really quick if you weren't careful, which would be great, but you just want to be mindful of that because with the black, it could go real smoky real quick. Now for the entire lid, this color may be the most beautiful of the 4 quads. And it is this metallic taupey color. I don't know if it'll do justice, but it's a beautiful metallic-y taupey satin. Kind of reminds me of, I can't remember the name of it. I think it's Pulse. It's my favorite Prada quad. It's the one that has the purple deepest color, like a dark, dark, dark purple, and then orange. And then in the middle, it has a color that is my favorite satin shade from anybody, and it's very similar to this. I'm going to grab my Refer 2 because I want to pack this color all over the lid. It's so beautiful. See, I could put this all over the lid and put like one of Victoria's lid lusters or an Urban Decay lid luster or something on the inner, not lid luster, moon dust on the inner corner. And this is a quintessential, my kind of look. I love a dirty taupey mauve or dirty taupey kind of metallic eye look. That's a beautiful color. It just looks really nice. I'm going to go in with this kind of sparkly shade on my Refer 3. There's a lot of pigment on that one, and I'm going to hit that one off because I don't want to be wearing it. And kind of keep it close to the lash line, but up a little bit. It's a beautiful metallic color, and if I wanted it to be even more metallic, I could use like a Pat McGrath Intensify wand. But I think I want to keep this one relatively same. And make like a kind of a subtle little wing with that. Nothing extreme. I'm sure that noise sounds really beautiful, but it's a little dish. I got an H&M a long time ago, and it's perfect for tapping off. So I made a really soft wing there. What I'm going to do on the bottom here is go in with the matte black that's in here. And it's not, it looks like it maybe has the tiniest bit of brown in it. It's not as deep jet black, and I'm going to run that just along the bottom, but not crazy. This could be a beautiful smoky eye. I could do 4 videos with this quad alone and get 4 completely different looks. Yeah, that's really pretty. I'm going to go back in with that cream color and just brighten up my inner corner. Well, and you know, that's a nice thing too about these Victoria Beckham Eyewardrobes, is if you get a few of them, you can mix and match the colors to create a custom look. You can't create a custom palette, but you could at least create a custom look. This looks really nice as it is right now. I'm going to grab a little bit of that matte black. Ooh, I want to keep it tight. And just run it along the very tip of the base of that metallic. That's beautiful. Now, for this one, I believe she said she runs it with either her black, or you could use her well, God, she's got gold, she's got sea gray, she's got all sorts of, you could run it. It looks like she has ash. She has a lot of silvery colors you could run this with. I think I'm gonna run mine with Night Flash. Well, that would make sense. That's what she's calling it with. I wonder if she's gonna come out with quads for all of the colors eventually. Of course, she's got about 25 of them, so she'd have a lot of work to do. I think there's been about 25 of the liners. Yeah, that's beautiful with Night Flash. Very dramatic. These are 2 very dramatic looks. So what I'm gonna do now, and I would give both of these quads a big thumbs up, that you can just feel the luxury with the product, just like you can with the am I having a stroke? With the lid lusters, you can feel the weight, you can feel the product. I don't have a liner from Victoria Beckham or Danessamyricks, not a liner, but a mascara. See, I'm fading, so I'm just going to grab Pat McGrath's Black Star or Dark Star and put a little of that on there. I like this one over here with the eye brightener shade of liner from her. It takes it from being so dramatic to a little bit less. I mean, that could work with really, I guess you could use that eye brightener or any shade you wanted to. Some of my favorite Victoria Beckham shades are like liners are some of her lighter ones. Like I think she has one called, it's like a seafoam. I love that one. I use it a lot. So these look really beautiful. I'm gonna say, God, look at that cheek. Danessa, you put out a beautiful base product, and do not sleep on these. I know they're older products from Danessa, but that doesn't mean anything. They're beautiful products. Please don't discontinue them, Danessa. And Victoria, Danessa, you're more than welcome to send me more products you'd like me to try. Victoria, it'd be nice if you sent me any products. I'm giving you a lot of money now. Danessa, please continue our partnership. But you know what? I'm going to buy your products anyway because I love them. 10 out of 10 on the primers, and I would say the eyeshadows are also, these are pretty spectacular looks. So I'm going to spray down with a finishing spray. I think today I'll just use, I don't think I have a Danessa finishing spray. No, I'm just going to use a Rare Beauty one, which should be fitting with the contour, which I also quite like. And then we'll do the slow motion. I'll cut in the pictures and the slow motion video, and we'll come back and look at the other two quads soon. And if you like today, please shop my link, subscribe, like, all the good stuff. Follow Unsolicited Advice on Instagram and on YouTube. Thanks. Bye.